Donuts, people are still getting fired over making TikToks in 2026, and I'm very worried that this is only going to get worse. So I've compiled a bunch of clips of people talking about how they were fired over TikTok, and we're going to determine if it was a fair dismissal or not. Let's get into it.
Oh my god. I really just got fired because of my TikToks. Guys, sorry, I'm back home now. Oh my god, I'm like literally shaking. I just lost my job that I worked at for 2 years because I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to like record at the restaurant and make TikToks, which sounds dumb. Like, I understand the reason I was let go, but no one like told me that I couldn't do it. Like, no one told me that it wasn't allowed or that I was gonna, like, I didn't even get in trouble for it. I didn't get a write-up for anything. I've never gotten a write-up at that place. Like, I've worked there for over 2 years. And like, it just feels so like out of the blue. Like, I don't know. I just can't believe I just got fired. I got a call and I actually missed it because I was literally at Pilates. And then I came out of Pilates, so I had a missed call. And it was from the like HR department at my work. I cannot disclose the company's name. Okay, I can't. They called me and they were like, you are terminated immediately, and they want me to take down all of my TikToks. So unfortunately, there will not be any more come work a serving shift with me.
Now, obviously, this one is very tough because we don't know what she filmed. Like, if there was a company policy where you're not allowed to film on the premises and then she done it and then she was sacked, she wouldn't really have any argument. But the fact that she said she was doing this for a few, like, for ages, basically, and then out of the blue, they've went, no, you're sacked. I feel like, you know, since she's worked there for 2 years and probably got a good relationship with the people, I would have liked, if this was me, for, you know, the boss to be like, look, I don't really feel comfortable with you filming on the premises. You know, I know you're not trying to harm anyone, but could we just stop this if that's okay? Or at least stop the video before you come to the premises? So I can understand from her point of view why she is a little bit like, what the hell? Like, this is just totally out the blue. Like, I've been doing this for ages. We often see a lot of people get sacked for TikToks because one went viral and that's the one that kind of was the nail in the coffin. But clearly she thought it was okay because nobody said anything. I guess in a perfect world, she should have probably have asked for permission. But she's definitely used the tactic of like, I'll do it and then just ask for forgiveness rather than like asking for permission and them saying no. Okay, let's have a look at one of her TikToks to see like if she did really film anything.
Welcome to a Saturday in my life as a fine dining server in Toronto. I find I don't get up to a whole lot during the day when I work in the evenings, especially on weekends, so I had a slower morning, and then here's me getting ready for the day and some little ASMR for you. And then I headed over to a yoga class at 11:30 downtown, which I really needed. It felt so good, so honestly I'm so glad I went. And then I came home and made some lunch quickly. I accidentally put way too much cinnamon on my sweet potatoes. And then I got ready to go to work. So I got dressed and jumped on the subway. It was Saturday night tonight and I was closing as always.
Nothing so far. Like, everything seems pretty good, you know? She's just filming her personal life that is outside of work.
A shift of the week for me, so I had to pick up a pumpkin cream cold brew to get me through the night. And then I opened TikTok and saw the meanest comment I've ever had, which kind of threw me off. That's why you don't go on your phone at work. But anyways, I had to take a break outside later on as well because honestly the night was so long. And then we finally closed the restaurant. I got out after midnight and then here's me on the subway home. Literally.
Okay, I do think that is very harsh, but again, every company has a different policy, I guess. This was the TikTok that got her sacked apparently, and she, you know, she didn't really show anything, but she did say she works at a fine dining restaurant, and I know, you know, obviously they have to give off a certain persona and whatever image they want to give off, so maybe this went against that brand image. I'm trying to understand why they have relieved her because of this one, even though this has been going on for a while. Personally, I'm struggling to see it, but a lot of restaurants just don't like this, especially fine dining ones. I do wonder contractually, like in a contract, if it said something about not filming, it's just nothing verbal was said to her. I definitely feel like she has got a case if nothing was said in the contract though.
Getting fired from the UPS store by this cuck loser. Coward cuck loser won't even fire me at the beginning of my shift, waits till the end of my shift. Here he is, Darren the cuck loser from 1892.
Well, this one's a little bit more, you know, cut and clear. Calling your boss or your former boss now, what do you call them, a cook loser? How do you become a cook winner? That's what I want to know. Is there a competition for cooks? One competition I don't want to tune in for, by the way. Oh yeah, I'm actually the cook champion. Won it 4 times in 5 years. Don't mean to brag. That just means you're the best watcher, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway.
The loser who doesn't know shit about running a business, and he's gonna let an alcoholic, fat named Joe fire somebody with 10 years of experience because he complained that Joe won't train my co-workers, and Joe puts on the fucking radio, and Joe drinks next door and won't tell shit to my co-workers because he's a cuck, loser, coward, just like Darren, the cuck, loser, coward, loser,
I really don't know why this guy sacked you. You seem like the nicest person on earth. You seem very warm. If I came into this store, I would be like, this is a guy that I want to buy products from. He seems really kind. I mean, if there was any opportunity for this guy to, you know, have a case against the company, or at least get his job back, I think that is probably ruined now. You know, something about filming this video and then posting it to the internet. Why would you post this? Like, why? Like, clearly you're in the heat of the moment here. Clearly you're very annoyed because you feel like you've been wrongfully dismissed. But this is not the best way to go about it, man. Even if you filmed yourself and were asking them the questions and like asking them like logically, like what is the reason, and get them to talk. But it's something about you just shouting "cuck loser" to him over and over that kind of makes me want to be on his side, not yours. I think this guy just said the N-word as well, what they bleeped there. Doesn't seem like the nicest bloke. Did he work here for 9 years though? Because that kind of confuses me, because surely he must have been good at this job. You know, that 10th year just really went downhill. You know, he just went off a cliff, he did. As soon as that 10th year hit, I don't know what happened to old Mike. He just started calling everyone a loser cuck.
This is the TikTok I made that got me sent to HR. I'm nearly fired, but I don't work there anymore, so I'm going to reshare it.
Hi, through to Sean at IT.
Alright, I need a new password.
Okay. Have you tried clicking forgot password?
No, that's too complicated. You just do it for me.
Right, no problem. Just got to take you through security questions.
Oh, for God's sake, why?
Right, it says here, what colour is my boat?
I don't know. Which boat is it? Got loads.
Sorry, this TikTok is so worth, you know, a meeting with HR for. This is hilarious, genuinely, this is so funny. Oh my god, because how many people, you know, have to work in a job where they have to answer the phone to just people that are just, I don't, it's not a very nice word to say, but just silly. That's the best way I can say. I was going to say something worse. You know, just can't be arsed. Just ringing the phone without even trying themselves. How is click forgot password complicated? You just click it, and then you put the email that you used to create the account in, and then they send you a link, and then you get to reset your password. It's not that bad. Surely ringing up and talking to someone's more complicated than doing that. The funniest part about this is just the pure no emotion in his voice, because he's probably just sick of speaking to people like this, and he's probably just so fed up. He thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make a TikTok about this. But from the company's point of view, I definitely see why they sacked him, or almost sacked him, because at the end of the day, he's still working for the company, and like the company has to appear to be helpful, you know, with customer service and everything. And if someone knows this guy and knows that they work for that company, I get how from like a marketing standpoint it could look bad on the company, because it's showing that some of the workers just don't really give a shit, not just fed up. I understand it, but I feel like it was so worth it just for the giggles. Again, banger TikTok, not gonna lie. But if I was the person that ended up getting this fillet in their box, I'm gonna be a little gutted to know that this was its storyline prior to being in my meal. You know, just the fact it could have a little bit of your, you know, just spit on or whatever, someone's holding it as well. It doesn't really speak much cleanliness. I mean, they probably just binned that chicken after, or someone else ate it. But that chicken could have gone to good use, man. I don't understand why you would film this, though, and then post it, because surely, like, someone's going to tell on you. That one co-worker at work that you're not that friendly with, who kind of wants to look good to the boss, is probably going to snitch on you. Or even the boss might see it, or someone who knows the boss. Like, it's going to the internet, so clearly your boss is going to find out about this, and you're giving them the opportunity to make a decision. You know, like, yes, it's fun. Yes, it's hilarious between all of you, but there's no real need to put yourself in a position where you can't get in trouble for it, unless you really just don't care about this job, and if you get sacked, you're equally as happy as having the job, then by all means, go for it.
Hi, PSA, whenever I hand you your card and your receipt, you don't have to caress my hand. I don't know you like that. There's... someone just pulled up. I hate this job. Hi, welcome to Smoothie King. Give me just one moment. I'll be right with you. You don't have to touch me to take your card. You can just grab it.
Yeah, this, I feel like this is a fair dismissal. Or at least they should have got a big warning for it. Because you basically just said on camera, I hate this job. And I haven't heard of Smoothie King. I don't know if that is an independent business or a big chain. But if it is an independent business, like the owner's going to be like, oh, well, you know, you clearly just don't want to be here. So do you just want to go? They're basically fulfilling your wish at this point.
Show us the video that got you fired.
You got a bit of ice. Bad bundle upstairs, up in it, but there. The ice casting salt in it. You get the ice, yeah? Hit on your. Like that, and then you go. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're giving your boss the decision whether to sack you or not by, you know, humping the pack of ice that is going to be used in the drinks. Again, not the smartest move, I would say. Why did he hump the ice and then stamp on it? How do you even describe to your mates or your family, like, that's the reason why you got fired? You'd have to make, like, another thing up. Like, oh, they were just cutting back on staff, you know, cutting costs. You can't tell them that you were humping the ice and then you started to, you know, stamp on it. They just wouldn't believe you. Again, I think a lot of these clips are coming from people who probably just like can't stand the job that they're in, and when you feel like that, you kind of just feel like you have nothing to lose. And sometimes if you are young and, you know, you still live at home and you don't have any bills or anything, you can kind of have that like carefree attitude that if you get sacked, you can just, you know, attempt to get another job. And clearly a lot of these people are just like, anything is better than me being here right now. I'm just going to hump this ice. As a customer going to that restaurant now, I'm going to be like, can I have ice in my drink, please? Preferably the non-humped version. I'll be able to know. Don't you worry about that. If any of those ice has curved corners, I'm gonna bring it back.
About 2 days ago, I was withdrawn from my nursing program by my school, and I want to talk about why. Making this video to educate people because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I did. So any nasty or unnecessary commentary, you can leave it to yourself. Thank you very much. Well, in our student handbook that we sign before the program starts, before the semester starts, it basically states, you know, do's and don'ts and requirements and expectations of us. So that like nursing school videos are extremely popular these days, and I guess I was kind of on the bandwagon, like, hey, I'm in nursing school, you know, like, let me show people what this looks like.
I think we saw this in, you know, the first episode that we did on people getting fired over TikToks, the nurses that got fired for like filming the remains of, you know, their patients. I just feel really uneasy about this, you know, and there was a couple of nurses and doctors that actually commented on that video saying they agree, like, it's weird when people make content around, you know, in hospitals and stuff, because, you know, the stuff that people's going through, you have to be very discreet, and, you know, it's very personal to them. And I feel like if you're there creating TikToks, even if you are in like the learning stage and mirroring like other nurses or whatever, I just think it's a little bit like insensitive to people that are actually going through something. Like if I was in hospital and I was about to go into surgery and like I hadn't told anyone apart from like my close family what it is, and I see like you set up a tripod and filming you setting up my pills or painkillers or whatever, I'm going to think that I'm in that and that you're talking about me, and it's going to make me stressed. Like I don't know. I just think it's disrespectful. Do you agree or not? Do you think that nurses should be able to, you know, post content? I do think it's a classic case of, like she said, she's jumping on the bandwagon. It's like every single industry or niche now. It's like, people think, how can I make content around this? Because it seems like everybody's doing it. But I do think there is a few niches and a few things. Like I also think school teachers is a bit of a funny one. When I see school teachers filming like kids in a class or something like that, I just think some, you know, industries shouldn't have content around them. Like there's no need for it. It doesn't help anything. Okay, we've got an article this time from the Business Insider saying TikTok got me fired. Her job in the tech industry was short-lived after the company found her videos discussing salary. A woman in Denver took to TikTok to share her £20,000 pay increase at a new job working for a tech company, but she says she was ultimately fired after the company found her videos. Can you imagine getting like an extra £20,000 a year, and then you're like buzzing, you're like, oh my god, like this, you know, I can buy a house or I can do whatever, and then you make one TikTok and it's all taken away. And they've linked the video as well. Let's have a look. Now, apparently after she posted this, the company found it pretty quickly, and I am surprised because when you actually look at the TikTok, it has 3,500 likes, which, you know, is a lot of likes, but it's not viral. Like, it's not like everybody in the world has seen this, or like loads of people, you know, in our city or whatever, which makes me think someone from the company has seen it, you know, like how you sometimes have like people you may know, this came on their FYP, and they've said something, which is a lot of the time what will happen when someone makes a TikTok. It won't actually go that viral. It's just someone that works at the company would have seen it and they tell on them. That's why I see a lot of people say that they block all of their co-workers, or they keep everything on private, like their TikTok, their Instagram. And it makes sense because you're just kind of taking away the element of anybody potentially trying to kind of throw you under the bus. The thing is as well, I don't even think she was bragging. I think she was just trying to kind of like show like the potential of doing her job. But obviously, like, the company will have policies where they don't want, you know, people to know how much they're paying people. I don't know if that's so they've got like a bit of a stronger argument when they're employing new people and they can kind of give them a lower salary or whatever it is, but for some reason they just didn't like this.
I hope y'all don't have a weak stomach. Please watch till the end. When was the last time this was moved? Yikes. Scrape, scrape, scrape. What the duck did I scrape off? This is wild because the big district managers were here in May and passed this salon. You know who also passed this salon? The Department of Agriculture. How long does it take for bolts to rust over like this? POV, your dog has been in one of Pecco's kennels and found something tasty. Yummy. It's been like this for years apparently. I am sorry if I ever put one of your dogs in these kennels.
Can you do me a favour, sir? Can you put that toothbrush in the manager's house, or the person that owns this establishment, or the people that passed this from the agriculture place? Could you put this in their house and swap it with their toothbrush? Thank you. This is almost like a self-sacrifice TikTok. Like, this person has went, you know what? I'm most likely going to lose my job over this, but if it means that dogs don't have to spend time in a really grotty environment, I'm willing to drop my life for this. I respect this person. Yes, I understand why the company have sacked him, because, you know, he's basically exposed how bad the conditions are for the dogs. But I really rate him for doing this. He's put the health of the dogs above his payment, which is a very proud move. I love this bloke.
Well, I'm kind of sad to make this video, y'all. But it happened, man. It happened.
What happened? I
got fired because of my videos.
Oh, what?
Yep.
No!
Recorded on the floor. There was a phone policy where I can't record during work hours. And I was doing all that.
Sir, I would love to defend you, but there was a policy that strictly said don't record, and then you recorded. Like, what do you want me to do? Right? My hands are tied.
So I got fired from my job today for making too many Asian jokes.
That'll do it. That'll do it. You know, at least he's honest. Yeah, I probably don't think your employer probably, you know, appreciated that.
I guess it's the end of my career. Nah, but big man to me, I actually did get fired from the NHS because they said they saw my TikToks. Fuck.
I don't think this guy has learned from his mistakes here. He seems like he's going to carry on doing that, which is unfortunate for him and the rest of us. Okay, so she can't... Are they firing her because she can't close the door, or because she filmed on company time? That's what I'm confused at. Or a bit of both. Are they firing her because she can't close the door and she filmed the evidence? Why would you film the evidence of this, love? You're filming yourself not being able to do your job. That makes no sense. Oh my, why was this posted? Like, why would you post a video of you not being able to do your job? I mean, something's definitely stuck here. Surely she's done this a million times. I can't imagine that. Yeah, I think the door's broken. Did she get sacked for this? I mean, it's not really her fault that the door's broken. But again, if, you know, this company has a policy where you can't film, then I guess, you know, you've kind of shot yourself in the foot, love. She doesn't know it yet, but posting a video with this grandpa got her fired. Got fired 5 days ago for posting a video. I was a house sitter for an elderly man. Been with the family for months, no issues, no complaints. They told me from day one, just be respectful, keep things private. Fair enough. So don't post anything, basically, is what they're saying. Make sure you don't like tell everyone about this, about our grandpa. One afternoon, the granda was laughing, dancing a little, harmless moment. I filmed a short video, nothing inappropriate, no address, no names, just a wholesome clip. Posted it, thought nothing of it. 3 days later, I get a call. They don't explain much. They just say, we saw the video, paused, replayed, zoomed in, violation of privacy. I thought they were joking. They weren't. 1 post counts as 1 violation. 2 violations and you're terminated. And then apparently she had 2 posts over 4 months, both positive, both harmless, fired anyway. And then she's writing about like what they don't tell you about care jobs. They don't care about intention, only liability. Every post gets saved and stacked until policy lets them fire. I honestly do think that your intentions were pure, you know, like I don't think you were trying to do anything harmful or, you know, expose anyone. I definitely think you thought this was fun and you just decided to film it. But when the family has strictly said like keep things private, and they're very private family, they might not even post any photos of the inside of their house or outside of their house. They might be a really private family. I can understand why they would be annoyed. I feel like the best thing to do in this situation would have been to just be like, oh, by the way, this is a funny video I filmed with the grandpa. He gave me permission to film this. Do you mind if I post this to my TikTok and promote like my self-employed job or whatever? And if they give you the permission, I feel like that's fair. But the fact that you're in their house, I can understand why they would be annoyed, basically. Even though this is completely harmless, I do agree with you. They strictly said privacy is king, and you've went against that. So I don't know, I'm trying to put myself in everyone's position here. If I was the girl, I probably would be a bit like bemused and a bit like, what the hell, I didn't mean to do anything wrong. But if I was the owners of the house, I would be like, look, we never post anything and you've just posted this without our permission.
There gotta be some funny
Yo, Rick, what's the quote of the day?
No coke in the bathroom. Just straight up dope.
Send me that.
I'm about to be popping on TikTok. Do some dope and you'll have some hope.
What do you gotta say to the people in rehab?
Don't go to rehab. Don't be a quitter. Keep the hope and do the dope, motherfucker. I need that one.
No, the devil is well and truly taking over Rick's body right now. I really hope that Rick didn't get sacked for this. You know, I think Rick is having a laugh. And obviously these lads have like took a video of him kind of taking the and then, you know, posted this. Hopefully Rick didn't get any repercussions of this. You know, Rick should be able to say stupid little jokes in private. I feel like someone needs to constantly check up on Rick as well, you know. The mottos that he's living life by, I don't think are great. He definitely lives life by that one Cal the Dragon quote. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to insert it right now.
Look at positive quotes, which I look at Google, to be fair, and I write my own sometimes. So like, never believe you're good enough.
Yes! Live life like Rick and Cal the Dragon. Never believe you're good enough. That's how I live, guys. I do me daily affirmations. I just sit in front of the mirror and I go, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And it really spurs me on during the day. Clearly, Rick lives that same way.
I just got fired from my job for being sick. I got hired on March 7th. Somehow I got sick during my interview and I brought home a virus. Told them I wasn't going to be there. Finally get my training done and I'm in the classroom and I get a stomach bug. This is like a week and a half after I got over the cold. At this point, I'm my ass. So I told them I can't come to work. I'm on the toilet. After the stomach bug, I caught a cold, a head cold, and I have a fever. Can't go to work. In between all of this, me getting sick, I have 2 kids. My 2 kids are in childcare. If they are sick and can't go because they have vomiting, diarrhea, or a fever, I have to stay home with them. So if I'm getting sick and they're getting sick, we got 3 people circulating all these issues. And yeah, I had to stay home with them quite a few days when I felt okay. I finally get over the head cold and I get a chest cold, which I have right now. Just to mention though, I had 2 court hearings that I had to be there for. That should have been excused. So then on Tuesday, I called out because I had a fever. I was really sick. And on Wednesday, I went to work, but I was absolutely miserable and everybody could see it. So I asked to go home early. I was there for like 2.5 hours and I asked to go home early. I go to work yesterday and I was feeling great. I was having a good day. The trees are green. It's officially summer. Like I was getting my bonus, all these things, and I was having a fantastic day. And so then midday around 11:30, I get called to go to HR's office and she terminates me for my attendance. Not to mention, I got no warning of this. I got no talk about my attendance from my boss. They just, oh, nope, okay, you're fired. You can't even provide me a solution. You can't even let me explain myself. Like, how am I gonna get sick from my job and then you guys are gonna fire me over it?
This one, I don't know if it, like, I feel like the way I'm feeling about it is... I don't want to be harsh here, but she was only at the job for a month, and it seemed like she was only in for like a few days of that month, and then she's annoyed that she got sacked. I understand, you know, getting ill is not your fault, and, you know, sometimes you are too ill to go to work, like, you just cannot do it, but a lot of times, you know, like, whether it's school, work, whatever, you do go in feeling a bit ill, and you just have to do it sometimes. Like, I know it's not nice, and, you know, it's horrible, but sometimes you do just have to pull yourself together, because you know that you might have been off before, or whatever the reason is. You might have a big day at work. The way that she's speaking, it seems like she only goes into work when she's feeling okay, like in terms of like happy, like when the trees are green and stuff. Like she's only going in when she really fancies it, which you can't do when you're employed. You can't do it anyway. You can't do it when you're self-employed or a business owner. A lot of people go to work and are miserable. Like they just do it. They can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to work today because I'm kind of miserable. People in the comments are agreeing, saying I had to go to work sick all my adult life, and someone said that's not a good thing. No, I don't think it is a good thing. Like I really hope that you do get checked out in terms of your health and stuff, because it seems like something is going on here. If you're constantly, you know, getting ill, you should always put your health first. And I do understand you being really concerned over this, but me looking at this objectively, like, I don't know if she works for a smaller business or if she works for a big corporation, but if you work for a business where there's not many employees and you have like quite a vital role, like they've hired you to really help with the business, and you're only in like 2 days out of the first 30, I can imagine them being a bit annoyed at that and being like, well, we've employed this woman, we're also giving her a bonus, you know, for some reason, and we're not really getting anything back, you know, like they're not even turning up for work. Like, I can understand why they would also be annoyed. I'm not trying to say that you're doing this on purpose or anything, because I honestly do believe that you're ill, and obviously you've got your kids that are ill, but looking at this objectively, I can see it from both sides, and I can understand why they fired you, because if they've hired you for a role and you're not turning up for it, they have to get someone who will.
We're looking at, obviously, how you present yourself on social
like I need
media.
a rebrand.
Yeah, you need a rebrand. And again, there's no problem with the picture.
Yeah.
However, the caption, date night to DBE with bestie. That's fine. The problem that I have, and
I feel like we should just stop here. DBE, that's D Block Europe, isn't it? Like the UK artists. I feel like most of their songs are like, I don't know, aren't they like, is sexy songs a niche? I don't even know. Are they sexy? I don't even know what the niche is. It's something. They talk about a lot of I think. I'm like an unk. What am I going on about? Just shut up. I feel like we should just stop the conversation here. Just stop it with that caption.
The caption then goes on to say, new pussy good, but that home pussy make you feel safe.
On the public gram! It's a banger though. New pussy good, but the home pussy make you feel safe. Hey, I can be in there all day. What a banger. What a banger. They don't make music like that anymore. Surely she can't be sacked over this. Like, it has nothing, it's just at a concert, you're just saying the lyrics, right? Like, that's no reflection on your workplace.
It's just the lyrics from the song.
Now, does that have to be in new pussy good, but that home pussy, it makes you feel safe? Yeah. These are the things that maybe we don't put the fucking lyrics in. How about that? How about if you just put a caption, hey, I had a really good night there. That was a good night. You don't have...
Okay, this boss is pretty, like, you know, chill. This is the reaction you'd hope that you'd get from a boss when they find, like, one of your TikToks. You know, like, he's basically, I think, given her a warning, but he's doing it in a way that is quite light, but I imagine she still knows, like, probably not gonna, you know, post lyrics like that again.
That home pussy
you don't know. No, you don't have to put the pussy things in. You just say, hey, I had a good night with my friend. Woohoo. Yeah, some of that. Hashtag woohoo or something. Well, that's much better than you going, new pussy good. I'm pretty sure people don't need to know the lyrics to that bit. I'm sure they've heard it.
I like that. I was worried a little bit, because if she'd had like a boss, I don't know, that was a bit of a dinosaur, might have been like, oh yeah, I just don't think that this is really the values of the company. We actually support new pussy, not home pussy. I don't think a boss would ever say that, actually, Cam, you know. But I am glad that, you know, they took it well. It does say in the caption, which I've just realised, not sacked, but not professional. So again, that's kind of like a verbal warning in a chill way, I think. That's how, if I was a boss, that's how I feel like I would like to do it, unless someone was just being a dick. On that note, donuts, we're going to end this video. If you do want to watch episode 1 of us reacting to people getting fired over TikToks, like I mentioned, there's a nurse TikTok in this one that genuinely will have your jaw on the floor. Go and see that. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.
Camkirkham, baby.